Hey guys, wanted to do a video for you today. A little different format. Figured I'd do most of it outside. Might go back to the leather chest for a little bit, but um, this probably looks fairly familiar, but it's actually different. I apologize, my throat's kind of shot today, but you guys have seen my Camp King by Jeff White before. Well, this is the heavy duty Camp King. My Camp King was the 1/8 inch version, the first one I had, and it actually chipped out on me while I was making just a shelter with my sons out in the woods. I was just delimbing some trees, not big ones by any means. We were just making an A-frame for a tarp, and I had a pretty significant chip in it, so there must have been something with the heat treat. Reliance Outfitters was really quick to help me. Sonia Canterbury responded to my question about the problem, and I asked if they minded if I threw them some extra cash if they'd send me the heavy duty version instead, and they were really quick to do that. So what I did was take the original sheath that I made for the Camp King, 1/8 inch, I reheated it, shoved the heavy duty in it while it was soft, and repressed it, and it fits great. It actually works better than it did with the 1/8 inch. Snaps in there nice and tight, won't come out, really nice fit, sweet. So I had my sheath pretty much already taken care of. This came in the mail, and it came with a small chip. Again, Reliance Outfitters was really quick to say, we're very sorry, do we want to give you, do we want to replace it, what do you want to do? And at that point I said, I just want to use it, so don't worry about it, but they were very apologetic and certainly would have helped me out, no problem. But I figured rather than the large chip that the 1/8 inch had taken, this one arrived in the mail with just a small chip and a roll, essentially, where it had chipped. Trying to get myself familiar with convex edges and resharpening them, so I did that. I essentially, I didn't really have to reprofile it or anything, I just sharpened it up as needed and got rid of the chip that was in there, and it came out fairly well. It's nice and sharp, shaves paper nicely, and I'm back on board. I'm real happy with the Camp King HD. So far so good. Like I said, I know it came damaged, but I got to assume that that was beat on another piece of steel or something. I don't think there's anything wrong with the heat treatment on this particular knife, and I'm hoping I'll have no troubles. But I wanted to get some good use into it first before I brought it in front of the camera again, and I just figured I'd bring it out today, give it a run through, and show you guys how it works. I've also ordered, I guess what I would call a competitive option to this in the Phantom 2 by Pathfinder Knife Shop, so I'm pretty anxious for that to get here, hopefully this week. Of course, near Christmas there's a lot of shipping delays and stuff, but it's already in the country, so it should be here soon. But this one, just as a comparison, it's actually the exact same length as the Camp King 1/8 inch. So as far as cutting surface, I have about a 6-inch blade on it. 4 1/4 inch handle scales. Again, the main difference is this is 3/16 inch thick instead of 1/8 inch. So I figured we'd try some batoning with it, try some chopping, try some feather sticking. Pretty good confidence it does all right, but figured I'd get some on camera for you. I don't have much for small stuff right now. Piece of birch will have to do to start with. It's got a big joint in the bottom of it, but whatever. It's been raining out here for a few days. It's actually a really nice day for almost mid-January in eastern Canada. No snow on the ground, but this is all sopping wet. Coming. Well, that was essentially an entire knot. That the whole tree is essentially a knot. I'm impressed that it went through that, especially as wet as it is. Blade looks good, no chipping, no rolls. I don't know if I'll get through that. It's almost too long for the blade, but I'll try it. Of course, that tip's doing a job to my baton, but working on it. Alright guys, so that one was a little too much for it. As you can see, there's not much of the tip sticking out there. Made it down, cracked it down to about here. There on that side I had the blade sunk in about that depth. Just a little much for it, or for me, whatever it is, whatever the deal. But blade's still in good shape. Still shaves. It's holding up so far. might be able to get the tip to go through this one. See how it goes. All right, that's not bad. Definitely a wet and dense piece of wood. Went through that all right. All right, so batons. The Camp King 1/8 inch baton, fine. This one, I'm sure would keep up or do better. It'll split quicker, obviously, where it's got a thicker spine on it, and it's just as sharp. It'll take some material off, that's for sure. See how it chops. Again, another piece of wet wood, but I probably should have a lanyard on it. Well, you guys decide if that was severe abuse on a blade or not. It seemed to chop through there really quickly. But I don't know if you can see it. Right behind my finger, we've got a chip. That happened just now with the chopping. I don't know how well you'll be able to see the actual chip out here. There it is. So it appears for the second time I'm going to have to put some repair into this thing. It's a fairly hefty blade. It's called the HD. Honestly, I don't think I should have a problem chopping through something that's, 2.5 inches across. It's not like this is crazy hard or anything. I think it should have done a lot better than that without chipping, to be honest. Obviously, we've got lots of edge left where it didn't chip. Definitely still carve with it, still make your feather sticks with it, but Got another chip, guys. I was hoping to come out and give you guys a good review on this, but this is the second Camp King I've had in a row that's chipped on me, and the stuff I was chopping was much thinner than that the first time. I was just delimbing just spruce, just softwood. Again, I had just cut trees that were big enough to use as just the A-frame on a lean-to shelter, or on an A-frame shelter. And I was just cutting, just delimbing little inch branches off it. Nothing really that should have been a challenge, but it was, unfortunately. But process a little bit this fat wood up here. Check the spine. Spine's nice and sharp. Definitely has that 90-degree spine on it. But fact is, guys, I'm disappointed in this. I don't think I abused it as far as what it should be able to take as a camp knife, or the Camp King as it's called. Just processing up some wood. And honestly, the task that I figured would do the least amount of stress on the blade, I realize it's impact, but it's fairly soft wood, gave me another chip, so not impressed. Definitely throws sparks. So no problem getting a fire out of it, but eventually those chips are going to start becoming a problem for you. I know they're a problem for me, and this thing is probably going to be retired. Geez, I don't know. I'm going to, I'll fix it. I'll throw it back on the stone again, and I'm just hand grinding them on a flat stone. Not on a grinder or anything like that. So it's not like I've put any extra heat into it. Just using a whetstone. Not impressed. I wanted to love this thing. Being the 3/16, they've got the logos nicely stamped in there. It looks sharp. It's a great looking knife, but if it can't keep from chipping out like that, I probably won't be using it. I'm really looking forward to my Phantom 2 from Reliance Outfitters and give that a go. I don't expect it would have any problem with what I'm doing here. I never considered myself somebody doing any kind of extreme testing on knives. You guys feel free to comment and let me know if I'm way off here, but I think this stuff is, other than I realized this was definitely too thick for that knife to go through, or for my skill level to get it through. What it chipped on seemed to be the lightest task that I gave it, so I'm pretty disappointed in that. But anyway, there it is, Jeff White Camp King HD. I've been kind of a Jeff White fanboy since I got my first Bush 1, but the Camp King series so far, both of them that I've had have chipped out on me, with unfortunately not heavy work as far as I'm concerned. Really not impressed. Anyway, guys, gotta be honest with you, I wouldn't buy one of these. Thanks for watching. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I'll keep some more videos coming. As soon as my Phantom 2 gets here from PKS, I'll give that a run and see if it works out any better than this. I'm also thinking about a Cold Steel SRK, which seems to get rave reviews everywhere else. It wouldn't be anything new for you guys to see a video on it, unfortunately, but I think I might get one just to have something that should hold up. But, as of right now, I'm kind of over this Camp King thing, so I'll fix it just so it's a functional knife again, and and doesn't have that chip in it, but that's a bunch more time I have to put into this one blade, and I'm not sure that it's worth it. Anyway, it is what it is. Thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe, hit that like button, and stay tuned.